wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could fly my way to heaven. When I woke, I spent that on a necklace.
This Talking to Me podcast, episode 37. I'm your host, Chris.
And I'm your co-host, Brittany.
Today featuring Tarion Caldwell.
Hey, you butchered it, but we're gonna work with it. Terry, you know, people mess my name up all the time, like Marion, but with a T.
Well, I would say TC.
TC, yeah.
TC, I kitty.
We understand.
Of course, we're gonna start off with the manual, man.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely, man. It's a book I wrote, man. A lot of people ask me, what makes you an expert on a relationship book? Are you in a relationship? Are you single? Have you ever cheated before? What makes you an expert? Just documenting mistakes. That's it. Just trial and error. I've had some phenomenal women in my life. Let me spit this out so I can put some respect on it. I can't beat. I've had some phenomenal women, man, in my life, and then I've actually made a lot of mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes along, my relationship, and I said, well, why not document it? Why make write a book? And the reason how I actually wrote the book is from my social media. Like, I have a huge following on social media. I can shoot my plug right now, can I do that? Yeah. Facebook, Tarion Caldwell, like Marion, but with a T. And my Instagram is TCIKill. But
I was gonna plug you in at the beginning.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, at the end, but
at the end,
you plugged this.
They
up
might.
I'll plug you in again.
They might be doing something or something. But yeah, so I just took each chapter and made whatever video went viral on my social media is information that people really seeking for. I made it a chapter. So it's about 1,300 book sales later. It's been a blessing, and
it's good.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's great for my first book. My mama proud of me. She giving all her coworkers my number and word. They need some advice. What you doing? I'm asleep, mom. It's 2 a.m. But man, I love it. Book sales going real well.
Where you can find the book at? If anybody
the book, I'm actually selling a book just hand in hand right now. Like, this is my second. I sold 1,000 copies really, really fast. Just ordered another 1,000, and so I'm just really hand in hand, just giving it to where it needs to be.
Right.
I got y'all some copies.
Yeah, because I was looking for it earlier. I was looking for it early on the computer because I'm a person that reads my books on the Kindles and stuff like that. And I'm like, what is book at? And he surprised us, y'all, with a book. When he first walked in the door, I was acting like a kid in a candy store.
Yeah, you gonna read it?
I'm definitely gonna read it. Definitely, we need. I like reading relationship books, self-help books. I like things like that. So, what makes your book different from amongst all the other relationship books that they have? Because there's so many relationship books out there.
Yeah, well, this book, I wouldn't necessarily say that this is a relationship book. This is a self-help book, and everybody, of course, are going to say my book is the best, my book is the key. But this is real. This is 2017 real talk. Like, this is not what that perfect relationship and what you should do and what you shouldn't do. This is just my opinion, and I spread my opinion over my social media. People have confirmed that this is something that they can incorporate into their life and be better. And I kind of use comedy too, man. Like, I use comedy to get people in to accept the message without me being too preachy. So, the book is real fun. There's actually places in the book where you can document everything you've gotten from that particular chapter.
Yeah.
Sum it up so you can tear the pages out. It's like a little diary.
I was scrolling through it a little bit. It looked like you can, take your little notes.
Yeah.
They ask you questions, and then you can be able to write down your answers, and then go back and look. So I guess that's the different thing about your book. It's not just that I'm reading something and you're telling me something about it. I'm able to reflect on myself as well if I was to open the book later on in life.
Right.
Yeah. So
the way she put that together, just no, for real. Like, that was dope. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and but you're not only an author. So we do know you as TC the comedian. Mm-hmm. Also, people don't know either that you started off as TC the fitness person.
Right.
So hey,
TC. Yeah. Well, I had done me a couple push-ups.
Sexy fitness. This is sexy fitness.
I did about 17 push-ups.
TC sexy man.
But no, I still have a fitness company, and I love fitness. That's actually how I started this whole social media thing. I didn't even have a social media 3 years ago. So my clients would come in, and of course, we would work out, and then they would kind of share their relationships, that what they're going through, some problems and stuff, and I would just give simple opinion. Hey, this is what I think. And one of my clients said, hey, you might should blog, or you might get a social media and start sharing with the world some of your opinions, because it could help a lot of people. And I tried it, and here I am 3 years later, 400,000 strong on Facebook, wrote a book, getting ready to do a tour, 35-city tour, and I'm here with y'all today. Y'all showing me love. This is actually one of the first shows, second show here in Houston that I've been on, and y'all just accept me, and y'all family, and we're going to be doing this all month.
It's definitely been a month.
It's definitely been a blessing, and I'm excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah,
I'm excited to have you.
Yeah,
I appreciate
it's going
that.
down, man.
Yeah,
it's really going down.
So I know you're not an expert in relationships, but you think women hold you at a higher standard now that you wrote the book?
Did you hear what I said? The hell, yes. This is the reason why I'm single now too, man. Because I can jump in a relationship with somebody. I meet beautiful women all day, every day. Hey, how you doing? All right. But I do, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm ready to jump into a relationship, or I'm ready to jump into bed, or I'm ready to jump. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I really want to take my time and give somebody all the things that I'm writing about in my book.
Yeah.
Because in the moment I don't do something that my book said, they're like, oh, in chapter 6, you remember?
Yeah, just like a pastor.
Yeah, you said this.
They're gonna find you.
They're gonna hold you accountable.
They're gonna wake you up in the night for that motherfucker too.
Right.
They're gonna wake you up in chapter 6. They're gonna wake you up
here.
Yeah.
You gotta look at it like you don't know what you talking about.
Yeah, so that's.
So I know that it's pressure. It's pressure. It's pressure knowing that, hey, I had to uphold and read this book. Do you want someone that's actually read your book?
To pursue me romantically?
Yes.
I like for them to meet me first. Get to know me first, and then I say, hey, I wrote a book. You know.
But what if they already know about your book?
Yeah, I mean it's possible. I mean, but I have a lot of friends too for that particular reason. Like that's another thing. Like in my book, friendship is one of the most important things. Like I've learned, like you'll never lose being somebody's friend. Even if we don't work romantically, we don't hit it off, whatever. But when you're a friend with somebody, like you actually choose that person.
Yeah.
In a relationship, you fall in love, you can't help it. It's like, damn, one day you just wake up just like, damn, I love this person, But like when you're somebody's friend, it's like I chose this person. I want to be around this person. I want to have fun with them. I want to be open. I want to show that person who I really am. So like I have a whole lot of friends, and sometimes people in situationships or relationships, they'll think friendship is belittling them or saying that I don't see you fit to be more than, you know what I'm saying? But being somebody's friend is actually an accomplishment. Yeah. And that's how I look at it,
Yeah.
That's
women. Some women don't see it like that because they don't feel like. I guess if they're at a status already, like, okay, if you were my boyfriend before, or if we were serious or whatever, and you come here and you talk about, let's be friends, and just friends.
Oh yeah.
Like you be like, okay, you demoting me, or not?
You talking about after you don't want.
Yeah, you talking about.
You demote me or not? And so
now you want to be friends.
So you be talking about now you want to be friends or whatever. So I understand it both ways. I mean, because I know that friendships can come out of a relationship where you thought that it was supposed to be something serious.
Yeah.
So I know that.
Come on with it. Because you already cussed me out one time for looking. Let me tell y'all. I was looking at them notes. She was like, look here. Now, I know you don't know me like that. But you was looking at my notes. She didn't want me to look at the notes.
Passive on me.
Then she looked. She still got a turn.
I'm an aggressive. I'm an aggressive type girl. So
ain't nothing wrong with being aggressive.
You said what?
I meant to say gal, but it didn't come out right, so that's why I just say girl.
So
friends is real. Lean back real quick.
You can look at me all you want.
So I did some digging up on you. I seen you. You got incarcerated.
Yeah.
What? How that changed your life, physically and mentally, like being incarcerated?
Well, what happened in this situation? See, what happened was, the way we had got caught. It changed my life. It actually made me fall in love with fitness. Like, people go to jail and start working out, and then they find themselves and things like that. They find, another lane they thought would never exist.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me. And I'm going to explain exactly what happened. Like, my father, see, it's all his fault. He blamed on my daddy. See, now my daddy,
blame it on the father.
I was what they call now a scammer. The credit card. That was my thing. Like I was a credit card scammer, and we got a business account from Home Depot.
Yeah.
If y'all watching right now, I want y'all to tell y'all need to go ahead and lift that little old fine y'all got on me, because it's a lot of hardware and wood and tools and stuff I need out of Home Depot. They say I can't never go back there no more. But I need to go back. I'm trying to build a house. No, I like Home Depot. Cool.
I mean,
maybe hold on Home Depot. But anyway, so we was getting these corporate cards, man, and we were dealing with a lot of companies here in Houston, building houses and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say no names and nothing like that. I just did my time on my own. But I did a year and a day in a federal prison. Yeah. And to this day, I'm a convicted felon right now.
Yeah.
I have a degree. I wrote a book. I have 2 beautiful children. I make about 3 figures a year. I'm doing okay for myself, man. Yeah. And going to prison. And I know I came on the show, your last show. The gentleman that you had, he was also incarcerated.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you got to go to jail to be successful or to find yourself, but it doesn't have to be a downfall. It doesn't have to be a downfall in your life. You can be better. You can you can learn from your mistakes and not continue to make the same mistakes over and over and over. You can find your way legally. Mm-hmm. You don't have to break the law to have money. You don't have to take those shortcuts. And I was young, and I got it out of the way. And I'm not ashamed of it. I put it on my, matter of fact, how'd you find that? You Google,
I have my sources to dig up some information.
Yeah. I've done a lot of push-ups, done a lot of jack-off, did a lot of writing.
You have time, and you have time when you're in jail. So, like I was telling Dominique on our last show when we were here, you have time when you're here, so you have that time to be creative. Mm-hmm. If you're creative like that, you have that time to kind of reflect on what you have done and how you can make your life better. So I'm not saying jail is a good thing, like you said, but for some people, it's a stepping stone, and it's an opportunity, a better opportunity than they thought it was gonna be. Because when you in that booking, when they booking you and they put your fingerprints on, and you like, fuck, this is not the best decision at all. But God does have a way of putting the sweet in the bitter. So shout out to you, because you did do your thing while you was in there. I'm pretty sure you.
What was the first thing you did when you got out?
I ain't going back. First thing what segment is this? You really want to know what I done?
He itching to get to the personal.
Well, I'm just saying, you've been in a year and a day.
I was around men 24/7 all day, every day. What would you do?
Okay.
I had a little lady friend. She came pick me up. I was in Big Springs, Texas. You know where that is?
Yes.
Big Springs is hot as hell too. But I was in a camp. Like when people think of prison, if you've never been, you ever been in prison? Well, we don't have to. We talk. This ain't. I'm not.
I haven't though.
Yeah, but when people think of prison, they think about bars. They think about people getting raped and stuff like that. It was nothing. Like it was my first time offense. So I was in a camp. So I had never been locked behind any bars. Like I was just in a camp where I got up, went to work. I had a little outfit. Did me about 1,700 push-ups real quick.
Yeah,
I might jack off, and then go to work. Work out, eat. It's like where Mike Vick went.
Yeah.
It was just a camp.
It was just a camp.
But the young lady that I was actually with at the time, she came down. She got a room in the city, and we done our thing.
You was able to come out
when I got out.
Oh, you got out.
When I got out. They took me through this little thing. The only time I actually seen the real prison is when I was getting released.
Yeah.
So went in and did the paperwork, blah, blah, blah. That took probably about 4 or 5 hours. She waited. We drove off in my car. Yeah. So Big Springs I'm originally from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yeah.
So Big Springs is probably maybe 6 or 7 hours from the DFW area. But yeah, so when we did our thing. She a Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio, so we were freaky.
He said freaky.
We did our thing, man. We did our thing. I'm actually still really, really close to her. She's actually married. I ain't gonna say her name because her and her husband don't need to be married.
No, we don't say names on here. We talk too much to say names.
Right. But yeah, so that's what happened. That's what took place, man. And prison was an experience, but it was a part of my life. It's still a part of my life.
Yeah.
Right. I'm pretty sure it's a part of why you're doing what you're doing. Like it's motivation. It has a little part of it.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah,
a whole lot.
I know you didn't think while you were in there all of the things. It's not like it was horrible. It doesn't sound like it was horrible. But I know while you were in there, you didn't think that today you were going to be where you are, as far as in the comedy world and being a comedian and also writing a book and being having a relationship book and being a relationship expert because you've been through things. It's just all of the things that you have done since then.
It's been I tell you, it's been a blessing. I'm still being blessed every single day, every single day, and I remember the first time when I got there. I stayed in my bunk for like 3 or 4 days. I ain't talked to nobody. And one of the lieutenants came. He said, "Hey man, we're gonna write you up. You can't do this. This is like insubordination. Like you can't. You have to eat. You have to shower. You have to do all these things." I was just like, this is not for me. I'm not a criminal,
Yeah.
And I was in the same, not cell, but like in the same little area, little open area like this. But then they have bunks. It was a twin-size bed. I'm like, I ain't been in a twin-size bed since I'm 5 years old. All these grown ass men in these little bitty beds. So, I'm just there. I'm just looking in the ceiling, man. One night, I was just crying. I'm 20 years old, 21 years old. Yeah. Like, I'm crying. I'm like, man, this ain't for me, Yeah. But, it just goes to show, if you make the decision to break the law, you get caught, you have to be prepared what comes next.
Yeah.
Most definitely have to be. And what comes next is, you're going to get incarcerated. You're going to get taken away from your family. You're not going to be able to do the things that you would normally do in an everyday free world.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like you have to be prepared for that.
Right. I know you felt good when you with the accomplishments you did. So goofy boy. I cannot deal with you, bro.
Y'all know what y'all brought over right?
I know it felt good when you saw yourself on World Star and like Baller Alert and all those things. And like, okay, man, what the fuck? Like, what am I doing? Like, I know you probably was up in there happy as a motherfucker.
Yeah, I was, man. What really sent it over the top was how my family reacted. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like how my mom reacted.
Like, you got on social media when you was in jail?
No,
he got on social media just because I did a research on you. So go ahead.
This is how it happened. I went to prison. I started working out. I fell in love with it. Once I got out, huge. I'm 210 pounds, huge. Yeah. Went and got my personal training license. Yeah. Fell in love with that. Started training. Got a gym. Actually, this is crazy because any of the gyms or any of the apartments that I actually wanted to live in, I couldn't because now I have a felony. Yeah. So the young lady that I was dating at the time, she got an apartment for me and we was living together and I was training out of the gym and they ended up giving me a contract like, hey, you train here all the time. Yeah.
A lot of gyms do that now.
Man, they done it. And then I started making pretty good money, like decent amount of money, ventured out on my own, got my what is it called? Get it copyrighted. What is it called?
LLC?
LLC. Got my LLC. I done that. And then I bought a gym and I opened up a gym on my own. Yeah. So then that's when I started meeting a lot of the clients, started talking to them, got on Instagram, got on Facebook, and then 3 years later, here I am.
How you started with the comedy?
Comedy, I've been doing comedy.
Yeah.
You know, like just high-siding amongst friends, just with your homies and stuff like that. Just having a good time, joking. I'm like what you call like half handsome. So like I would always use my comedy to kind of
the real men,
like then I start working. You know how it is. So I get them laughing, they laugh. You know,
I ain't gonna lie though. When I was scrolling through that page, looking at the end, I said, "Well, Lord have mercy, this CC, he fine as a motherfucker."
I used to be half. I got out skin and stuff now. But yeah, man. Fitness. Everything was derived from fitness, and from fitness came, the motivational, the inspirational stuff, and then the comedy just came natural. It was just it's always been a part of who I am.
Yeah. It looks like it's always been a part of who you are. So how did you come up with the infamous line? I love you, but I'll kill you.
I love you, but I'll kill you is it's funny because my dad had a deep set, the same one. We had hit the little lick together. He had a gambling shack in Fort Worth, and one of the old school players, man, rest his soul, Mr. Rogers. But every time he would shoot the dice, I kill you. He would do it, and I used to think that was so funny. Like I would just go there. Just to hear him say that. Like I don't know if y'all ever been familiar with being in a gambling shack, but it's some crazy stuff that go on. It's some crazy stuff
shooting dice and doing all that. Yes, they would kill you though. Like
for real.
A lot of crazy shit.
People kill you
man.
in that dice game for real.
So man, that I kill you just kind of stuck with me. So now I use it. I love you. Like far as I'm gonna give you information that you can use to be beneficial in your life, to better yourself. And then I'll kill you with the comedy. Kill you with laughter. So it works. It's kind of like my little slogan. Something for people. Oh, that's the IQ you got. And it works.
You better plug yourself in.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You better plug yourself in with your app. You got
I do.
You better plug yourself in.
What y'all work for?
You better plug yourself in.
Well, y'all, I got the TCI kill you app.
The CIA. You better
y'all okay.
Oh yeah,
I got the TCI kill you app, man. It's emojis and some of my famous quotes, some of my viral videos, some of the key little comments and some of the things I said people really thought was funny. My manager put together an app, and the app's actually it's like $1. It's you can use it as an emoji. So it's cool. You can go do that, and I think it's like $1.99.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It's not bad. I'll pay that.
That's good.
It's $5.99 it's $5.99 every month to subscribe to damn Pandora.
Yeah.
I support my black people.
Yeah, that's what's up. Well, this Talk to Me podcast, this episode 37. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. I'm Valon Consultant, Ashley, my favorite hygienist, New Orleans Hookah, and Resources for Better Health. And of course, we got TC on.
Hey.
And we're gonna dig in that. We're gonna dig in your personal life now, man.
I mean, gee, how deep can you get? Y'all got deep.
You can always go deeper.
Prison. You can't get too much deeper than that, man.
You can go deeper.
About relationship.
We definitely go deep.
Have some freaky stuff now.
Get deep.
You can't.
And also, we definitely listen, y'all. We definitely taking callers. I see y'all on Facebook Live. You can call us at 713-632-2172. If y'all got any questions for TC, y'all can go ahead and give us a call. And of course, you want to dig in, like how you come up with these scenes, man, on Instagram, man. I know you got a lot of funny scenes. It's so many.
Man, I think about like past experiences.
Yeah, like the mama scene was hilarious.
The last one.
I used to do it with the mama. Like I used to act like I was sick. When I had a bad report call, I'd be home.
Oh yeah.
I used to do that.
My kids do that now. I got two 8-year-olds. I have twins, a boy and a girl. And man, I see myself like sometimes I don't even give them no whooping. Sometimes it's like. If it's funny, if it's something like, okay, all right.
Do you have to hold back laughter?
All the time, especially my son. Something might be a little bit wrong with my son. I'm about to go. He got a YouTube channel now. Carson Caldwell, y'all go follow him.
Yes.
He got a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Carson Caldwell. He on there acting up.
Carson Caldwell, y'all go follow his son's YouTube. I love to see the little children's YouTube because they have extra personality.
They don't have a filter, their mouth. But social media, the YouTube, and just the internet itself just lets people express themselves how you wouldn't normally feel comfortable expressing yourself in front of a room full of people.
Right,
You know? And it lets people see, you know, who you are, what you like to do, and it's fun. It's free, you know. And I think I'm happy for social media. Like,
right.
Social media changed my life.
Yeah, because I was going to ask you that, because social media has changed a lot. A lot of people's lives, you know, it's a good and evil with social media, but I know with you, social media is one of the things that brought you onto the platform that you're at.
Yeah.
It's something that if you didn't really have, what else would you do in order to get to your people the way you have? Have you ever thought about that, though? Have you ever thought about, if I didn't have social media, how would I get to these people?
It'll definitely. I found a way. You definitely found a way.
You do find a way.
Yeah, but social.
But this is the easiest way.
Absolutely, it definitely makes it a lot easier to like a lot of people ask me why you don't really do stand up. It's like, well, you know, for a video I have 1 million views on one video where people can, you know, see my lane, and you know, I can show myself to the world in front of millions of people. And it's like being on the stage, you know, you might be able to fill a room with maybe 400 people, 500 people. That's a pack out.
Yeah.
You know, and but social media, you know, they paying too. Like they.
Yeah, if you have your followers up, they do.
Yeah. So that's my main focus right now. Trying to transition into maybe doing a talk show.
Yeah.
That's something that I could really see myself doing, and acting as well. And I know, you know, a lot of people think, you know, well, it is true that not social media, but stand up gets you ready for all those things, you know. So that's something too I would probably be doing too.
Because if Def Comedy Jam called you, woo.
Yeah, it's definitely. With a mic in my hand.
If Def called you, yes, straight. I could definitely see you as one of the people. And I remember when Kevin Hart, when they called Kevin Hart for the first time, he said he remembered what he wore and everything. He said, I remember and I remember what he wore, because I remember the episode, his first episode. He was like, I remember I wore this green shirt. He said I was nervous as a motherfucker. But nobody, when I looked at the video, it didn't look like he was nervous at all.
Now you're gonna be nervous. I've actually done stand up a few times. And I've done it back home. I've done some stand up in Baton Rouge. I've actually done some stand up in California as well too. And once you get on that stage in the energy, once you feel that energy, once you get that first, like kind of like football. I don't know if you play football, but when you get that first tackle, everything, all the nerves and everything, that's just when you get your first laugh and you kind of feel your presence on stage,
you keep going.
and you just take off from there. If you have any type of, you know, hustle, you know, okay, I'm gonna work this crowd. You know, you study, you know what you're gonna say, how you want to do it, how the facial expressions when you say it, and you make it work.
You're right about that though. Yeah. So what's up with the ladies, man? I know, like you say, you be around beautiful ladies, like. So you just call what you call yourself doing now? Like,
man, I'm single, man. I'm single and I'm dating. I have somebody that I'm dating kind of exclusively right now. You know what I'm saying? Because this is my thing. Like when I was younger, I could date multiple women, and it wouldn't be nothing. But now at 33, it's like, you dating how many people? You know,
it's a lot of work.
You can't remember too much. You got to, because now any woman that understands what she deserves to have, you gonna have to kind of be consistent. Correct. You're gonna have to text. You're gonna have to call. You're gonna have to go out. You're gonna have to remember to call her back.
That's a lot of texting and calling.
Yeah. So it's like,
it's a lot of texting, calling, and going on dates, and these niggas like, what no fuck? Can y'all stop burning all in my pocket, please?
And then y'all so nasty. You know, you got social media and stuff now. So now these ladies are looking. You know, they liking fashion, they like these expensive restaurants, shoes, you know.
You're right.
So it's like, you know, you gotta get your nails done every 2 hours, you know. Like, I can't afford no 3-4 women.
So we were talking about this Wednesday though. So what's a deal breaker for you for a woman when you say you just couldn't fuck with a woman? Like
two things. I only have two. Well, actually 3 things. You have to be a woman of God. You have to be a child of God. That's the first thing. Second thing, you can hear me? Everybody good? I'm gonna have to get one of them fried. Show look good over there too.
I'm trying to tell her to order on her own, but I didn't want to put it on a mic.
No. this. This real talk. I mean, what?
Real talk, no, I don't want to.
Look,
He was talking.
Smoker, like cigarette smokers.
I can't stand that too. I can't stand.
Man, I don't care who you are. Cigarettes and then road rage. Oh man.
Well, cigarettes. Okay, so I have a question
cigarettes.
about cigarettes. Cigarettes and weed.
Oh, I don't care about weed. You can smoke out.
Cigarettes.
Okay.
Cigarettes is worse, man.
But,
Okay,
but
I'm like, cigarettes.
I was attracted to Megan Good. I was in Visions in Atlanta. She pulled out a cigarette. I was like, Megan Good.
Megan Good
She did?
smokes a
Don't you
cigarette.
tell me that.
Yeah, she do. She smokes
Why
cigarettes.
doesn't smoke anymore now? She's very Turkish.
What the fuck that
It
mean?
does not matter. I've seen a preacher flick a cigarette.
Fuck, I seen a preacher smoke a blunt. Damn, Rick Ross concert.
I've seen a pastor. I have seen a pastor hide before.
Y'all coming to church on that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nah, that's a turn on because it smells in your clothes, it smells in your car, your breath. It's like if you want
That's
to give
the
you a
main
kiss.
thing.
I don't want to kiss you.
Like, I
bitch.
like the kiss.
No,
That's the thing.
I don't want that smell. That's
Yeah.
I don't like that. But no, that's definitely I can feel you on that.
In a relationship, do you think the other person should be allowed to know your body count?
No.
I don't think that's important.
I know some women would know. Women want to know, but some men want to know as well.
Nah, we don't.
I don't want to know. I'm not gonna ask.
You're not gonna ask?
Is that a parrot?
I don't know.
Oh.
But I you know,
What's that?
I wouldn't want to know the body count.
No, I wouldn't even ask. As a grown man, like I don't have no need to know how many people you've been with.
Or honestly, too, if the person is in a room, or if you're with your woman, and the person is in the room, and your woman
in the what?
The person is in a room, like the person is in the room.
Like the drink.
I say if you're with someone and the person is in the room, like the person that you have slept with.
She said the room. R-O-O-M.
Room.
Baby said the room.
She said, I know.
You know,
Yeah, that's why it sounded like room.
Sexy though. Say it again.
I know what you're talking about.
What are you talking about? What
You said the drink?
Baby, no. But I mess with you.
Oh, man.
If the person is in a room and you know, I've been with a person where he is like, me and him cool, like it's whatever. He like, man, look, like I done smashed no girl or whatever. He'll tell you or whatever.
Yeah.
If you was with the person that you were serious with and they did ask you, you know, do you be open about it? Do you tell them? Like, if they did come to you and ask the question about your body count or whatever, or a person, would you tell them or would you keep it a secret? Because
well, really, like with me, like my previous relationships, I've learned if she's coming to me with some information, she's asking something, it's a reason. So, like, if she's asking that girl right there with the red on, do you know her? She's asking for a reason. She kind of sensed something, or maybe she might look at me in some term. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she caught us looking up. Maybe because women, y'all can smell it. Like,
we have instincts.
You can't hide it. Like that's in chapter.
We have instincts,
but you can't hide it. You can't hide it. Like a woman that's been intimate with a guy or had any type of feelings for him, if you're with him, you'll know, you'll feel it.
Yeah, you have instincts.
So, like, if she was to ask me, "Hey, you've ever messed with her before?" I have to be open. I have to be honest. Yeah, we go. What did y'all do? Doing everything we do, baby. You know, I was dating her back before I knew you.
Would you be that open and honest?
I think you have to. I really believe you have to. And you know, these last few years of my life, you know, understanding relationships and understanding what people need in a relationship. That's one of the most important things is being open.
It is.
Even some people will say communication is one of the most important things. I agree, but I think understanding is more important than that, because you know, if you have an understanding for a person, then I think you have respect for who that person is.
Right.
You know? And I think that goes a long, long way. So, like, if she was to ask me, "Hey, babe, you know," now I don't think she would ask me how many people have you slept with. I can't see any grown person being serious and asking a question like that. You know, and if she did ask me, I'll tell her something so crazy she would never ask me no more questions. Okay, I'm gonna leave him alone about that. But Yeah, no, and I wouldn't ask her nothing like that. Like I'm not interested in knowing how many people you slept with. I'm interested in knowing, you know, what it is that you need from me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's the only thing I'm concerned with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's real. That's real.
Okay, so
No.
if you
That night.
I thought you was gonna give me a little clever answer.
A what?
I thought you was gonna give me a little clever answer.
No, I mean I'm just being real, like, you know.
But that's good though, because guess what? They niggas lying.
Yeah.
They'll be like, we'll sit there and ask, and it's not because, you know, you'll sit there and we're not asking to put you in a bind. Sometimes we're asking because we like to be open as well.
Yeah.
I know I'm a person in my relationship, I'm single, but whoever does come along, he's going to be an open book to the point where if I asked about something, which I'm not going to trip about the past because the past is the past, and if we weren't together, we weren't together. But if I did ask you, I want you to be 100 done.
Right.
Because I'm going to be 100 done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just being like I understand what you say when you're talking about being open, and that's actually better than communication, because I feel as though as well that is way better than communication. Being open, just knowing that I know that I told. I went out with Chris and a couple of the people with us. We went out to Papados yesterday, and I know one of the things I said was I was not open in my past relationship, so that was one of the reasons why we had bad communication. You know, one of the times I told him about, I told him like, oh God, y'all, I'm exposing myself and I don't want to, but I'm still gonna do something.
Do your thing.
That's funny. No, what I was talking about last night when I was telling
I wasn't there. So
well, y'all, my ex, he used to live in Montana, so he used to, you know, long distance relationship is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Like if the person not answering the phone, you think they, you know, doing something. So I know at late at night sometimes I wouldn't answer the phone, and it's just because I was asleep, because I was exhausted, because I was doing something with my battery operated thing.
Oh,
but look, it's funny because it's funny. I know. Yeah, we all human, and we all grown. But it's funny because me and him would get into arguments because he'd be like, "Man, why you didn't answer the phone? I just called you. You told me you was gonna take a shower, and you ain't called me back." And I'd be like, you know, back and forth with him, and he wouldn't understand that I was asleep because I didn't know how to communicate that with him. And people were like, "Why you didn't just tell him
that you was tired?"
And I was tired. That I was tired because I just, you know, I just had self-love.
That's the most important love.
But he was young. We were younger though as well, so I didn't feel as though at that time I would maybe have been embarrassed because I was doing things like that. And he was like, "Why you gotta do that shit anyway?" Like you know, and he's younger. He doesn't understand that you in a long distance relationship, you gotta do something to stay loyal. So it's all about being open, and I guess communication does come into that to play as well. Yeah.
Well, you know, pleasing yourself sexually ain't the only thing that keep you loyal.
Nah, not at all.
You agree, right?
I agree. I agree with that.
No, because I heard you say. I heard you say. Am I right?
That's what she said. That's what she said.
Because you got to be loyal. You know when you
know. I mean, good. If you're in a long distance relationship, what are you doing to please yourself? Because you know we are all human. So you know you're gonna want that person. How are you gonna fulfill those needs? I don't want to sit there and go out and go mess with somebody else. I don't want to do that. So what am I going to do to please myself? I'm going to get a toy. I'm not going to get anybody else.
What about see? I had a little friend back in the day. She used to use a shower head. Y'all know what?
Oh, I heard about the shower head. TC. But no, TC, I used to sit out. Chris, you remember I had that on my Instagram one time? I said National Boyfriend Day, and I had the little shower head thing.
Some women use a shower head.
Yeah, that's why y'all been up.
Some women use a shower head. I think
single people need love, y'all.
Look, she went.
Single people need love. Thank you, Kitty. Single people need love. So, self-love is the best love. I always say that. Self-love is the best love.
Yeah.
Of course, we're taking callers now, so if anybody want to call in and ask TC some questions.
You said it was going to be hot this Monday.
It is definitely going to be. You can let your followers taking callers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to let my people know. What's the number?
This number right there.
They going to be, I'm tell y'all right now, y'all got to be, okay.
I'm not sure calling.
You already here. Do you want to ask a question?
Yeah, you got a question. You can ask a question.
Shower head.
Don't have one lined up yet, but I'll be clever.
He said I ain't drunk enough yet.
This episode 37. We got TC on here.
Hey.
Of course, TC. I know you made a stripper video.
Yeah.
That was.
Let me explain. Because somebody that don't know me, they just walked in. He a stripper? No, I do comedy skits. I done a black stripper versus a white stripper because I used to go to a lot of strip clubs back in my day. Before I had found. God.
I could tell because you bust that.
You like that one?
That little V, and then she shake her little leg.
Yeah. Matter of fact, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and go live. But I ain't gonna I ain't gonna never be able to come back. Let me act right.
Oh, you could look. You live however you want.
We live, baby.
We live, baby.
In the rum.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
In the rum.
So we were talking about Wednesday. Wednesday we had a
question, Chris.
Okay, what's your question, man?
Well, as two current male strippers visiting your show,
Okay.
Oh yeah.
how does that affect your opinion of?
Cut that music on. Somebody, y'all got some ones.
Tripping nails, not.
Y'all got some ones.
Private contract.
Okay, what you look? I'll do like nigga ain't no one there. My woman is here. Where y'all at? Where y'all just call in or what?
I'm on Backpage.
Okay, dang. You on back?
Yeah, they got that.
No, I heard Backpage.
All right.
I heard Backpage before.
Y'all heard about Backpage?
Yeah, I heard Backpage before. I heard of it before.
What you saying, Kitty?
Yeah, I thought it was shut down.
Can't stop.
Oh.
Hey.
TC said. I heard it was shut down.
My partner told
You
me.
look like nigga. You acting like you know what Backpage
I do know what it is.
What's Backpage, bro?
I'm not saying I know.
For our listeners and our viewers, what is Backpage?
Backpage is just in
It's
social
like
media.
Craigslist.
It's like Craigslist.
Yeah.
It's like Craigslist.
But they got all kind of stuff.
Prostitutes.
Well, they got everything.
For booty or relationships.
For quick dates and whatnot. I feel you.
It's kind of like, and they got their menu on there. I'm just saying my partner explained it to me. So I hear it told me.
It's basically what I can say. It's basically like you skipping a point of Tinder. Like
right,
fuck all the Tinder. Let's give me this. I'm taking you to eat steak anyway. I gotta pay for it. So if I can pay $168, I will do it.
I heard.
Yeah.
I heard you got to pay a little cash for it.
Yeah, it's true. You gotta pay cash for it. You gotta pay for cash to go on a date.
You heard from your partner too, did you?
My partner
got you.
You do have to pay. Yeah, you do have to pay for cash to go on a damn date, but still and all, like seriously.
Just give me the prices.
Sells different things. Backpage, they sell the boyfriend experience.
Tinder is like Tinder, Bumble, and Plenty of Fish. We got this already.
The girlfriend experience.
Yeah.
They have the ads and you
Pull it up. Let me look at it real quick. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see what you're talking about.
The girl was on there, so I went and looked at it. I was like, wow.
Seriously?
No, it's real time. It's serious.
I'm single. I'm single. Yeah. I always say, I don't know if I'm trying to advertise this or not because I keep saying I feel like I keep saying I'm single.
You never know.
But no, I'm single. I'm I'm single, so I go on Bumble and Tinder, whatever.
Right,
I'm thinking, okay, maybe I got something going on. See, when I started talking to these niggas, fuck it. Ain't nothing going on.
Ain't nothing about it, big.
Yep, delete the app, because I ain't got time.
Yeah, let's see you talking about. Let's see what
It's nothing like
wrong
to
with
me. It's
Take
not
that
a
back.
dating app.
Take that back. Go to that back door.
It's just the are we gonna smash or not?
Scroll up.
Something popped up.
What is this, back page? Let me see.
Yeah, back page for sure.
Let me see how back page is.
Yeah, it says.
She cute too.
And then scroll up.
How much?
Endless.
Ooh, look at this one right
Look at that. Look at the spread on that one.
Wait, look at this one. I think this one is just cute.
She probably catfish.
She probably is a catfish.
Oh, Tokyo.
She thick.
Tokyo, hold it. Jeez.
And I'm not talking about thick in the thigh. Oh, golly.
Oh, is that a number right now?
If you are in Tokyo, she trying to take you to Tokyo.
It's real.
Look, and
It's a body
look,
spot.
hi gentlemen, this is Kiki. I'm Sweet 36D Asian girl, just arrived here. Oh, okay, girl, boy.
Man, you getting exploited pussy. Jesus Christ. That's
Look at this one.
Dick,
Hey,
dick, dick, dick.
this is real. I was
I can't
joking.
even pass on.
that's serious.
That's crazy.
That's
Show me
Oh, but
that.
she cute though. Look.
Man, this gonna be a whole man when he comes. I just don't believe that woman is gonna show up.
Nah, that's crazy though. But that's what I'm saying. You know, some
So that's the question. Ask that question. Would you pay for it?
all right, y'all.
That's-
Y'all call in.
I think that's
I'm gonna
good.
call in. Ask TC. Would he pay for it?
I can't put. See, I got guarded people on the. I gotta go to Instagram. Let me go to my Instagram.
I mean,
They not ready.
they have a high percentage of people that would pay for it. And you know why they'll pay for it? Let me tell you why.
We all paying for it.
A lot of men, I found out a lot of men will pay for it because it cuts out the clutter of the emotions of all of that. So I'm just paying for you to sit there and lay down and that's it. Get your shit and go after the fact.
Right.
So that's why I think niggas pay for it.
Yeah, you pay
Because
for it.
honestly, they got free pussy out here all over the place. So it's like, why would you pay for it? But we have a audience member that wants to, I guess, answer the question.
Go.
All dudes have paid for it before. It didn't have to be like from from Backpage.
Indirectly.
Or taking somebody out to the movies.
I believe that. I
And you
believe
gave
that.
the goods.
Wait,
I believe
so
it.
because you paid for somebody at the movies,
Uh-oh.
that's an invite to be like, okay, I paid for it, so now I can have it.
Not the movies of that guy. That's cheap.
Go to the movie. Yeah.
Directly.
What you want to see today?
Every guy that paid for drinks.
There you go.
You done paid for the movies. You done bought stuff before
Yeah.
clothes.
And I think it's more of it's a gesture. It's a way of a man showing that I like a woman. I want to take you out. I want to court. And it costs. It definitely costs.
It does cost a lot. That's why I asked the question too. If you're not financially stable, I feel like that it's not a question, it's a comment. It's true. If you're not financially stable, then you should not date. And I feel like that because women do not want to just go to. We don't just want to be at your fucking house.
I
But what
disagree
about
with
if
you.
a woman not financially
Even if she's not financially stable or whatever.
But I tell you, I disagree with that because I don't know what you meant by financially stable. Like,
I'm talking about able to date. I'm talking about
it's so
able to
cheap. You can make things cheap.
date, but some niggas don't know that, Chris.
Yeah.
Like I do. You don't know that.
I do.
Some niggas.
I might write that
Some
book.
niggas don't know that you can go on Groupon and nigga, you can get a $9.99 date that was really $35.99. No, nigga, you can. Niggas don't know that shit. But I bet you women be on fucking Groupon.
What's the name of it again?
Now Groupon.com, nigga.
I can't pull no Groupon
Groupon.
Yeah.
You do have to. You do not have to pay for Groupon. No, you don't. All you have to do is download the free app.
And your credit card is already in Groupon, so you
And
just purchase it.
it's $9.99 to jump in a trampoline park, and you know bitches like to do adventure shit.
That's what I said. That's why I say financially stable.
I ain't never been to no trampoline park.
Girl, look, when that man bring you to that trampoline park, you gonna love him afterwards. They'll be like, I never did no shit like this.
That's what I was trying to explain. Financially stable doesn't. You can still work.
But
financially stable means like I ain't got a car. I stay with my mama. That's what I mean. That's what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to date nobody from still staying with my mama.
And I don't have no car. You know what I'm saying? Can we please justify for this? Because
that's what I was trying to.
I have my friend out in the audience, so she know it. We talk real talk too. But they do have dudes out here that still laying up with their mama house, not paying her bills, doesn't have a car, or maybe not have a reliable thing of transportation, but you're still trying to be up in my face. Get the fuck.
That's different.
That's when you need to sit there and get your priorities together before you sit there and try to worry about intimacy. Or worry about trying to.
You still got some ass if you broke or not. I don't care what you broke.
Yeah, you still do have to smash, but tell me what it is, nigga.
Yeah.
Tell me you just want to sit there and smash. Tell me that you want to sit there and not have priorities. That's what I'm saying.
I like you, but hold up, motherfucker.
I was just about to say.
Anyway,
Come to my mama's house.
Look,
Ain't no nigga gonna say no shit like that.
no nigga ain't gonna say that.
But you should figure it. He can figure it out real quick.
Yeah,
You can figure it out, but he ain't gonna say
but
that.
he's not gonna say that. Now, what man gonna sit up to you and say, "Come through"? Come on, nobody not gonna say that.
I know you're not gonna say that.
So why you still think somebody gonna give you that honest opinion?
But see, when I find out it is, I'm dipping.
He got that ass already though.
Trust me, he didn't get that ass.
Ooh.
Okay, well, like I said, but the point I'm making is a guy's not going to tell you his situation.
Not no bad situation.
He not. But once you figure it out, or he should be mature enough to not even put you in that situation. That's how I feel.
No, when you try to get ass, it's by
when you're trying to get ass, like if you're just trying to get the ass, then just
say it.
like y'all don't know y'all can get the ass real quick if y'all was just honest sometimes.
You just said you gonna dip if he said
When you say y'all, what are you using? You said it.
But I'm dipping because you're not being 100 with me.
That's what I'm saying. But they could be in the hat that got the ass by all that already.
What?
They could be in the got the ass after that.
I don't know.
I'm saying because we talked about that earlier. We talked about that earlier in the other shit. A guy could fake the phone for a while. You wouldn't know.
He can, but if you
especially with social media.
Oh, yeah.
You true about that, but guess what? If you are a Jew and you got that fire everything, guess what? The one time he get it, exactly. The one time he get it, he gonna want it again, and I'm not giving it to you again because you showed me who you are. So
You already got it.
You
heard that future say, you heard that future song?
That's how you feel. Dwight, have you ever been with a person that you just didn't want it one time, you wanted it again? Say you never been with a woman like that.
Look at his face.
Exactly. So that's my point. Exactly. I can sit there and I can give it to you one time, but you ain't getting it the second time, or the third time, or the fourth. And mine is a jewel. Go out there and get something else.
Like how some dudes think, oh shit, that's just not turning my belt.
If I hit you once, you still
that's true. But some shit fuck you up though.
If you get that right guy, you get that right guy.
Even if the right guy, some shit fuck you up. And with women, some shit fuck you up. So hey, don't say that you ever made your match because you never.
So TC, you ever had some pussy so good you find yourself doing some shit that you never should have did? Like,
it's not just a pussy either. Don't just see that.
Well, that's the thing.
Whatever. Like, bitch your feet or bitch your ass.
Like freaky. Like I told you, I'm freaky.
Oh, you said
Freaky. Like he's freaky. Yeah, he's freaky. But like you said, sometimes it's not even just the pussy. Like sometimes it's everything else that comes with her. Like maybe she's a little bit more open to certain things. Yeah. Maybe the way she talks. Maybe it's not just the pussy. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of overall things too.
It's even not the intimacy shit. She may be a person where she's understanding.
Yeah.
And you be around a lot of women that's not understanding, and she's able to listen to your problems without her dishing out her problems, saying, yeah, because I'm having problems. Some niggas don't like to hear that. They're like, can you stop talking about your problems? And I can hear mine. I know it sounds selfish, but you know, some women, some men like certain.
Yeah, bring them. Just, no pills ain't gonna know. Just not tonight. Not tonight.
But
Whatever, man.
No coke or nothing. None of that. Just straight.
seriously,
What?
Whatever you bring, man.
Straight coconut.
See?
but no, I'm like, after that comment, I was like,
Oh, Tadeja. Follow you, boy. I'll make sure you get. But anyway, he's serious. I was trying to ride with him, but no, real talk. I know you say it's more open relationships. Like, what you mean by like, you know, as far as with a woman, it's not just pussy.
Right.
I know. I'm not. I did just say pussy, but I don't mean by just pussy. I mean like the conversation.
Yeah.
Y'all can role play. Remember I talked about that? Y'all can role play. Y'all can be able to do anything together. I know she's always sleep, and but it's not just role play. It's like, okay, somebody that. Oh, put it this way. We talked about a lot of women proposing to men. You think you find something wrong with that?
I do.
You do?
Like,
hell yeah.
yes. I mean,
So
this is the thing. This is the thing because I get a lot of emails about this. Like, TC, should I approach a man? Is it okay for a woman to approach a man? Absolutely. It's okay for a woman to let a man know that she's interested. Like, if you're confident with who you are, you know what you want. If you like a guy, it's a way you put yourself in the, you know how y'all do.
Tell us,
You got a line of vision.
because sometimes we want to know.
Well, I mean, just talking to him, just generate just a normal conversation.
We had this conversation.
How are you
You
doing it?
had this conversation. That's
You ain't doing it. I know you ain't doing it.
No?
Oh, you know good.
I know she ain't doing it.
I know she's not walking up to me.
You ain't doing it.
I just think that it brings you down to not just because
It don't.
It does. It brings the power in his head.
Stop saying that.
It don't.
I'm sorry to say it.
It don't. It do not.
I think
No, it
that
do not.
because I feel like if a man wants you, he's not going to let you pass him by.
Well, how is he supposed to know that he wants? How's he supposed to know
Well,
that
if
he
you don't
wants
know
you?
that you want me, then I shouldn't be talking to you.
So, but are you interested in something? Have you ever wanted something and you just want to wait for it to come to you? You don't wonder when you go home, like, what if?
Well, I feel like that's kind of like a woman's job. I feel like a man is a hunter, the woman should be hunted.
It is 2017.
I was just about to
I'm
say.
just saying, but if he sees you and he wants
If
to,
I
you
always
like
tell-
me,
but I
you gonna
always-
tell me.
I always tell y'all that though.
If you-
The man is the hunter. Like the man is. I mean, I understand what y'all talking about.
See, but this is the thing, though. You give this is my opinion. You give a man too much power when you do that. Like you give a man way too much power, way too much. Like you know what you want just like he know he wants. And why shouldn't you approach a man and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. Where are you from?
I will
How are
do
you?"
that, but I'm not going to be like, okay.
I'm not gonna keep pursuing you. I'm going to drop the look. I'm the person. I am going to drop
But
a
I'm not
nugget.
going to ultimately be the one to.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop a nugget. I'm gonna look at you.
Let me hear your game.
I'm gonna tell you, hey, I'm gonna pass by you. I may be wearing perfume, so I want you to smell how I smell. Like, you know, certain things like that. And if that doesn't trigger you to be like, you know what, let me pursue this girl, then maybe we're not supposed
So let
to
me
be.
ask y'all this. So you're okay with a man walking up to you and knows nothing about you other than what you look like physically. So he having a sexual attraction to you. So if he comes up to you and say, "I want sex from you," this is what he's saying. I'm physically attracted to you. I know nothing. I don't know how many degrees you got. I don't know. You know you a good cook. I don't know anything about you other than what you look like physically. Is that okay to no? But you wanted him to walk up to you and he knows nothing about you.
Well, it's not necessarily I want him to walk up to me. It's just that I'm not going to be the one to
To initiate it.
No, I would initiate a conversation. I will make myself seen. I will
Oh,
look
okay.
at you and
Oh, we on the same
That's
page.
why I told you.
Yeah, we on
Drop
the
the
same
nuggets. See, I told you. That's my friend, man. That's my friend.
Yeah.
What's up? What's your name?
You never asked for a man's number? Exchange numbers? Y'all think something wrong with that?
Have I ever? I'm trying to think. Have I ever asked a man for
They do it in Atlanta. That was the first, when I moved to Atlanta. That was the first time a woman bought me a drink.
There's nothing wrong with that.
And I've seen a lot of women get slammed like that. I was like, man, she almost, I don't mean like that. Like,
It depends how you do it.
Yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, we feel. I feel that, but I guess, like I said, like she said too, a lot of women feel like Two Can Play That Game. That was one of my favorite movies. I feel like because it was so true, and it was so taboo at that time back in the day when nobody really wanted to talk about Two Can Play That Game.
Yeah.
Nigga, we playing games. We know we playing games. Like we know we strategic. We know we doing whatever. And Vivica Fox.
looking at you and I'm like, I tried to talk to him, but he.
Yeah, Vivica Fox was playing that game.
If I'm looking at you like.
Yeah, Vivica Fox was playing that game. So I think, in this time we feel as though, and that's the reason why we say, man, when I approach that nigga know that I like him. So he has the upper hand on me because he can sit there and play with me because he knows that I like him. And that's enough.
but have you ever seen a man you just wanted to fuck?
Hell yeah.
So how did you tell him? Say it. So how did you tell him?
We have a caller. We have a caller. That's what I mean. I was falling asleep just now. I need somebody to be honest. I was falling asleep just now. She said, hell yeah. Because you can't tell me when you walk in the room, you see a nice, handsome young man walk past, you be like, I wonder what that nigga be like.
I would say he's fuckable, but I wouldn't say I want to fuck him. Right?
He's fuckable is me saying you want to fuck.
Fuck you mean I want to fuck
That's the same thing.
No, I want to fuck you means I want to fuck you.
Like right now.
But
so you've never felt that way?
No, I feel like, he's fuckable. He looks good.
Yeah.
He's attractive. He's
So no one night stand for you.
No, because I might talk to somebody, I'm like, ugh.
No one night stand.
I feel you with that. I feel you with that. But
You heard me?
as far as
No one night. No, never had a one night stand.
have I what?
Have a one night stand.
Have I had a one night stand?
Never talk to him.
Yeah, just first night.
Have I had a one night stand?
She's like, once he get it one time.
I have had a one night stand. I have.
But let me tell you this.
I've had a one night stand, and I feel like one night.
Let me tell you this.
Like one night
man,
stand.
appreciate my man. What's your name? What's your name, my man? You know, what's your name?
Oh Lord.
What's your name, man?
What's your name? John.
Man,
Shouts
out to John, man. Shouts out to John, man. On Talk to Me Podcast, giving you these shots.
Oh my gosh, Chris. Do you smell what that?
Oh yeah, that's my shit. That's that fireball right there, man. Girls want to get to my heart, you give me a fireball. You don't know what might happen.
No, that's what I'm saying, bro. That fireball, bro. Fireball. Lord.
Oh, that's
So
it.
y'all.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Shots up.
Appreciate that.
Oh my God.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Shots up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Y'all.
Man, shout out to John, man. We live on Talk to Me Podcast. We actually at Alley Cat. And we got TC on. And we talking about a lot of stuff that I think women is not going to reveal tonight. The women that we hear, they're not going to tell us the truth. So of course, guys always have to be honest. Would you have a one night stand or would you not? Of course,
he probably is throwing shit.
Of course, I'm not throwing no shit. I'm just saying we're not going to be honest. You got to be honest.
Be honest.
You can't take it with you when you when you die. You can't take the shit with you. You feel me? So you might as well leave it on out. You know what I'm saying? Brittany, you had one night. Brittany, you said you had how many one night stands you had, Brittany?
That's why.
Brittany, how many one night stands you had?
Why you put me out? That's why I did the little business. That's why we did the little business section first. You saw it went in slow, and then next thing you know, people started coming in, and we started.
When they came in, it went.
I was just saying,
y'all missed the business part of it.
Well, okay, let me rewind for a second. TC is actually an author and a writer. He actually bought us a book. Shout out to TC. It's called The Menu. The Menu. You still can buy it.
I got some
Buy it.
comments
It's
for y'all.
$24.95. He's actually selling it. We'll deliver it. We'll come to you like pizza Hut. We'll deliver this shit. Okay. Actually, we got some lucky. We got a surprise that he's going to announce it, y'all. So y'all stay here.
He about to go like Oprah on y'all.
Jeez, all right. Now what y'all get no calls? Get no calls. Get a Groupon. What is it? What was it?
You need to do the Groupon, nigga.
I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, advertise
The
yourself.
trampoline. The
But what about audience? Do anybody got any questions for TC? Any questions?
Freaky. We'll wait till the camera go out.
I do want to
No questions. I was just saying if anybody had
I do want to bring awareness to we gotta bring yeah.
Back page.
Okay, we got a Facebook question again. They said so nobody never ever had a one night stand before. Nobody can be not that lame.
Chris, to answer your question, because you did ask me, right?
Oh, I said, have you ever had a one night stand before?
Yes, I have.
1, 2, 3, or what?
Oh God, do I have to?
Well, you don't have to answer that. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm not gonna.
God, I mean, I finally answered that question.
I'm not gonna put it on there. I'm not gonna do you that. Put you on the spot like that. You said you had one before. TC, what about you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think that's a bad thing. People.
I don't think that's what. Yeah.
I had a first night, but it was no one night stand.
Well, I can't say.
Hold on.
So what's the
I can't
difference?
say a one night stand because that is a definition.
What's the?
We never had sex again, and we never.
Right, exactly. That's a one night stand. So I've never had a one night stand.
Okay.
I've had somebody that I've met before.
I apologize, y'all.
Okay, one night.
Did he fuck on the first date?
Yes, I've had that before.
Yes. Okay. That's a one night stand.
She did it.
That's not a one night stand.
Okay.
Look,
You say this again? Oh, I see what you. I got you. You right. I got you. You right.
Yeah.
She right.
Because honestly, with y'all, Chris, you gotta hit them with the facts. Because if not, we're gonna be sitting here going back and forth all night.
You right.
But that, one night stand means that you fuck the person and you don't know them the next day. You don't talk to them. You don't do none of that stuff. That's the one night stand. No, I've never had a one night stand.
Oh, you did? Okay. Well, cool.
But I have been intimate with a person that I do still, talk to or whatever like that. Yeah.
From the first night?
First night.
Yeah, like from the first night. And it really wasn't no thing about y'all. It really was because we had like really good body chemistry.
Oh,
and we also had
where this nigga at now?
And we also had like drinks and stuff like this.
John,
you got a question?
Yes.
No, I'm just saying I have.
Oh, well.
Oh, yeah, 5?
And it has not been multiple, y'all. I don't do that shit. It has not been multiple.
You never had.
Well, I'm talking about not like that. I'm talking about multiple one.
Well, since we said it,
when you meet somebody, it's something that's it's something that's special. Like I feel like if you do sleep with a person when you first meet them, that's somebody special. You don't sit there and say, "Oh yeah, I had body chemistry with everybody, so now I'm sleeping with everybody in the first time." That's not nonsense. That means y'all nasty as fuck.
They down. They down.
Y'all nasty as fuck.
That's what they want to see.
Y'all fucking people y'all don't really know like talking about all the time.
I agree with you.
Oh, that's cool. That's what y'all do. Float y'all vote. That's not my vote.
Okay, y'all. This is Talk to Me podcast, and we always let the guests take over the show, and of course we're gonna let them take over, ask us questions, whatever you want to ask us. We open.
I want to know how long y'all been doing this?
Since August 15th.
August 15th. And this is the original, or was it other people, or was it more people, or?
No, it's just we had the Jazz, and we just actually added a new co-host.
Okay.
We actually get a chance to meet her yet.
Have y'all ever hooked up? Because y'all got like a little chemistry going on.
No, I never knocked off.
No.
I guess he wished or whatever. The way he said, Lord.
So you single and you single?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
wait, you're not single?
No, wait. Yeah, I'm single.
Oh yeah.
You ain't asking for yourself or nothing, did you?
Asking for yourself?
No.
Okay.
He's drunk.
Okay.
He can't hear you.
Okay, TC.
Buy my book. That book. So what's the signs?
I'm a Pisces.
Seriously, Chris?
You didn't know?
You're a Pisces?
Yeah,
I'm a Capricorn. If y'all know what the That's funny because the only people that know that Capricorns are like Capricorns are nasty to the people that they love, to the people that they have really, really good connections with. You get a lot of stuff.
Why people say they're nasty to who they love? Like,
because shit, you could. Man, look, you don't want to show people that you don't love everything that you have because they take advantage of it, and you don't want them to take advantage of it. That's just like if you were to, like, I was gonna STC that too. If you were to get a wife,
say something.
What are you saving for your wife? Are you saving anything for her? Because
nobody not saving nothing. I don't think.
You don't think nobody's saving nothing for their
Everybody's
wife?
swallowing.
So you're just doing everything. You have nothing to save.
So you telling me?
He's been married before, so ask the wife. He's married.
You have nothing to say for your wife?
Well, I'm gonna keep it honest. I don't think nobody saved nothing. I don't think nobody saved nothing.
And this is the reason why I just don't want to get married.
But you said so you telling me something? You got something in the tank that you haven't pulled out yet?
I mean, hell yeah.
How you know it worked though?
Hell yeah. There you go. I did a little research.
It's research or you tried it?
I do have things that I bring out of the bag for certain. Yeah, if you the right nigga,
right.
You deserve this.
But
shit.
It's not too many. It's a lot of tricks, but it's not too many.
What?
Nobody thought you was gonna marry.
Yeah. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Of course, he pulled it out. Of course, Kenny. That is one person, but she still. Okay, baby daddy. Let me tell you, baby daddy, because baby daddy the only person that had it the longest. Yeah. So baby daddy didn't get everything either. He didn't. You have to hold, and I was with him for 7 years. You have to hold something at least. For 7 years, you didn't get everything? You have to hold something. I hope you're not watching this. You have to hold something.
He got everything 7 years.
Yeah, he got everything 7 years.
No, he didn't. You have to.
He didn't get the butt?
You have to hold something. I'm not telling you what I withheld. But you have
to withhold. That's a long time for 7 years.
You have to withhold something. But he got good shit during the 7 years. He didn't even know that he was lacking in nothing because I bought the shit. I delivered the shit. So if I gave that to him, it was a present, Chris.
Right.
Man, that's tough. That's tough. I guess I'm tough for that. I'm tough for that.
That's why.
Well,
but you do hold. I feel like you do support. I
don't think you hold. I don't think you hold nothing. I think when you in the bed, it's called competition.
It's
called competition.
What you gonna give her when you get like? Why are you giving her a ring day? Why are you giving her the best of you when? Why as a man too? Why are you giving her the best of you when you're not married to her?
That ain't the best. That ain't best. How you gonna get married? Yeah,
that's cool. That's dandy and all, but at the same time, in this world now,
that's for women.
Men do a lot of things. Yeah. So why do I want to marry you? So why do I want to marry you? It does. But like that's what I'm saying. That's why I just said it's a competition. But that's the reason why I say he wouldn't even know that he was lacking. He wouldn't even know that he was lacking. Like if I wouldn't have said that about my baby daddy right now, like, oh yeah, I didn't give him something. He wouldn't even knew he was lacking because I would have gave him everything, but I have something else for you. Right. You know what I'm saying?
So when you say, but I'm saying 7 years.
Did you give him a threesome?
That's what I'm saying.
Y'all said I could ask the question.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Did you give him? That's real. Did you give him a threesome?
Give me one of the John.
Naeem, I'm just giving you disclosure. Yeah.
Okay.
Hell wrong here. Right here.
I don't have a problem. I feel like if you're in a relationship too. No, I feel like if you're in a relationship too, when it's like a long relationship, How in the world are you going to sit there and please your man by just giving him the same sex all over, all over and over?
It just depends on like what y'all agree with, what y'all want. Like, and if that's something y'all, so
you asking so many questions.
Well, y'all said I can ask. I'm through.
And you're not asking none of the questions to Chris.
I'm through.
You asking all of them to
I
me.
know everything about him.
Yeah. No. You asking
Be a man.
He already knows gonna be.
I'm a man.
I'm just saying because he already know I'm gonna be yes.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna be no. I'm not about to sugarcoat nothing. I just told
you're gonna be yes and be no, but no, you're not going into detail. Like I'm going.
I go into detail. Hold on, okay. You already know how I am. Details. I just told you it's a competition, right?
Yeah.
You said, "Oh, I'm not gonna give him everything."
Y'all don't give us everything. Please be honest.
Okay,
y'all don't give us everything.
Okay, if I just met a female,
be honest.
if I met a female, a guy, listen,
y'all be selfish.
Brittany, I don't know about your past guys, but if somebody just met you and they've been trying to get with you, they've been planning this shit all week. They already know what they're gonna do when they get you in the bed. Period. You know what I'm saying? So, Chris,
last time we talked with Jahari, you said that you withhold some things in the bedroom because
yes,
okay.
Yes, because it's a reaction, it's a chemistry. So if I get in that bed and she's going all in, turning her ass, I'm going all in. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a rival in that bitch. It's like World War III.
Basically, you about to get me in trouble because the reason why I didn't go all in was because of what?
Because he didn't go all in.
Ooh, you about to get me in trouble.
That's Company Podcast. It's Company Podcast, but that's not your fault. That's not your fault. That's his fault. I ain't got to do with that. But guess what? He did shoot the club up because you got a baby for him. So
it doesn't because he didn't hear her but that shit at the last minute.
He's a small guy. That's all. He know what he's doing. Anyway, this is episode 37. Shout out to TC for coming through. TC, you got any shout outs?
Go follow me on Instagram, TC_Ikea, on Facebook, Tarion Caldwell, and my book, The Manual, man. Thank y'all for having me.
And appreciate y'all for coming out. This is episode 37. God bless. Good night. We out.
Peace.
Well, y'all off the shame.
Y'all funny.
Hold on, turn that off first. Turn that one off. Turn that motherfucker off.
The mango. It's cute.